I'm Vicky Reeford-Sinnott. I am the Artistic Director of Little Cog, which is a disabled-led theatre company, and I'm also the creative lead on a programme called Cultural Shift, which we're doing in partnership with Stockton, which is a multi-art form venue in the northeast of England. We've created a programme that aims to challenge perceptions of disabled people and also to create more meaningful, high-quality opportunities for disabled people to be involved in the arts. This video is to accompany our artistic policy and is aimed at artists who are interested in approaching us for consideration in the programme here at ARC. So we've worked with a number of disabled artists over the last few years, both in the programme, and we've also held a number of residencies for artists to develop their work. We've developed a specific artistic policy which supports the ethos of Cultural Shift. So we actively promote the social model of disability, which I'll explain in a moment. And we're inviting artists to make new work in the ways that they want to, but to consider that their work sits in a body of work that's come out of the disability arts movement, work that's been created in the last 30 to 40 years, where disabled artists have experimented with form, with content, with style, with venues, and it's been work that's been exciting, innovative, pioneering, work that's been surprising. So if you're creating new work, it's important to see that your work fits within that context, and consider where it sits, whether it does at all. That's your decision. Our artistic policy asks artists to consider the content of their work. So in terms of content, we'd like the work to be disabled-led, where disabled artists are making all the decisions about the work, and also that the content isn't perpetuating any of the stereotypes that disabled people have identified in art and culture. I always check my own work to ensure that I'm not kind of carrying any of those stereotypes accidentally, because they permeate culture. We've grown up with them. Other things about the artistic content, I mentioned that it's important that the work's disabled-led. Of course, artists choose who they work with. Collaborations with non-disabled artists where the focus of the work might not even be about disability, but still the work is led by disabled people. Things that we're probably not going to programme are work that focuses on a particular impairment or a particular illness, because the work around disability isn't really illness or health focused. It's about culture and identity and where we fit in society, how that society regards us. The other things that are important to consider are access. If in some areas up to 25% of the local community are disabled, it makes sense to make the work accessible. So BSL interpretation for deaf people, you might have audio description for visually impaired and blind people. You might consider relaxed performances for learning disabled people and people with neurological conditions. There are lots of things that you can do to make the work accessible, and we've got lots of tips and guidelines that we can give to you, to share with you. So do get in touch if you'd like more information about that. In terms of the way that we look at our work, we've decided to adopt the social model of disability, and we encourage our partners to do the same. Today, in Britain, the medical model is the dominant way that we look at disabled people. It's there in popular culture, it's there in the media, in the tabloids, and it's a lazy way to look at disability. It focuses on an impairment that prevents a person from doing things. So it sees a person as a problem that either doesn't fit or needs to be cured to make them fit in. The social model of disability looks at the barriers that exist, the obstacles that exist, and attitudes that stop people with impairments fully participating and having the same opportunities, in this case artistically, as other artists. So we need to remove those barriers. And that's how the social model of disability views disabled people. If we remove the barriers, then disabled people can get involved on their own terms, making the work that they want to make in the ways that we want to make it. So just to summarise, we are committed to programming work that is disabled-led, that can be a collaboration with non-disabled people. It doesn't have to be about disability, but we don't want it to perpetuate any of the stereotypes that exist around disability. The work needs to be accessible, so talk to us if you need advice and guidance about those things. We've put together some top tips on this subject, and get out there and enjoy making the work.